So this is the Cam Talks to Somebody show. What is your name?
I'm Sam.
And what do you do?
I am a high ticket sales coach, and my program is also very heavy on mindset. So a lot of identity work we do.
Identity work? Mm-hmm. So like self-reflection identity, or like what is the identity you're
Shifting from the identity of who you are now. So a lot of the women we work with are like employees right now. Like they're in the 9-to-5 grind. And so shifting out of that identity to more of like an entrepreneurial role as a high ticket closer is really like the primary focus. And then who you become when you shift into that sort of identity and mindset.
Yeah. What the mindset that you see most commonly beforehand of a high ticket closer, what are they? What is that? What's the shift?
Yeah, it's a lot of just like limiting beliefs. And we humans, of course, are limitless beings, right? Yeah. And so, but a lot of the women that come to me have been taught different things as I grew up, that, hey, like, you have to do things this way. Like, if you don't do things this way, like, aka go the traditional route, you're not going to be able to survive. Like, it's very, like, survival. They're living on, like, survival instincts for the most part. And they don't believe that they're capable of doing more to the point where, like, they're able to get to that point of doing more. Like, they need that extra, like, push, and they need like the mindset shifts and the nervous system regulation and everything that comes with shifting into that identity. That's really what it is.
So like, would you describe yourself more like a coach?
Yeah.
And like that coaching ability, do you think that you have always been like that, or like what?
No.
Yeah. What was the?
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
So number one was getting into high ticket sales to begin with, because I was working at a tech company for 3 years. I was a senior account manager, and it was very like 9-to-5 grind, very transactional, very surface level work. And so when I had to get out of that, and then I did my first little identity shift, which was getting to be a closer, where I'm really like, I'm working for myself essentially. And I had to become that person who is a trusted advisor to others. When they hop on the call with me, they trust me to help them make a decision. So when I had to start to gain the confidence and gain the belief that like I'm capable of doing such things, then that's really like building on that skill. It has built me to where now I'm able to teach others how I did it, not only, but also where I'm confident in who I am and who I've become, that I know that I'm credible to be able to give this type of coaching. I would never think years ago that I'd be able to be a coach.
Yeah.
Like, I didn't even trust myself enough. So how are others going to be able to trust me?
Exactly.
So it's a lot about trusting yourself.
I like that you mentioned that it's basically about that self-confidence. Like, personally, like I've been going to therapy for the past like a couple sessions and then here and there. And like one of the biggest things is like I have these two people in my head, right? Yeah. I have this person that's like super confident, can do everything. And then I have this nurturing, loving guy, and they're fighting in a ring together. But then behind that, there's a heckler that's basically going, hey, like, you both don't know what you're talking about. Like, you better give up. And I have to tell that person to silence themselves so that these people can continue doing the thing they need to do. And eventually, for life, I think, is getting that to a point where both these people sit in a chair together and watch a movie, which the movie is life. Kind of.
Wow, I like that a lot.
I feel like that's like exactly like the enlightenment theory. So I'll say, like, did you find there was like a point in your life where you finally got to like, I have this superpower and I want to present it to the world and help others? Or
I think in my relationship with God, when it deepened, that's when I really started to build that trust in myself as well, and start to realize like, hey, I have a bigger mission here, and like I'm called to do it. And I do a lot of meditation too. So like when I meditated, I was like, okay, I have this whole like vision of like my future essentially. Like, this sounds kind of crazy if you're not like into meditation or into mindset work, but like I was like, wait a second, like I would never have these visions of what my life is meant to look like if I wasn't meant to actually have them, right? Or be that person. And so I just started to really like almost like it's true when people say Delulu is a Slulu. Like, I started to just like train myself to think differently. And how you just said, like, the 2 people in the ring or whatever. Like, I have that every day still. I think all of us entrepreneurs are lying to ourselves if we say that we still don't have that.
Yeah.
But it's really how you overcome it and how you emphasize and you focus more on the identity of that's that's the superpower. That's the person who can do whatever they put their minds to.
Yeah.
And it's a constant like battle. One thing that I do is
if
I have this negative thought and it's like, I know it's from the past. That's the thing. I'm very conscious of it now because I've trained myself to be conscious of it. So if I have a thought of like the past of like, oh, like, this happened before, so it's going to happen again, or something like that, then I literally will verbally say out loud, no.
Oh, yeah.
Like, I'll just say no. I'll just discredit the thought. And that's, I came across that from, I think his name is Hudson Cooper. He's very young.
He's the religious.
In sales, yeah. And ever since I saw that YouTube video, I was like, he's onto something here. And I just do it.
Yeah. That's fire. Okay.
Yeah.
And like, would you say, like, what are people that you've talked to that don't already have that vision of their head to be able to basically, you're talking yourself, like your own advisor? Like, how do you go about even starting that? Like, being able to talk to yourself like that?
It takes discipline. Like, it really does. And like, I come across this a lot too, is when you're surrounded by people, and this is how I was too, like I was surrounded by people who didn't want more for themselves.
Okay.
And people that were very like it's frequencies, right? Like at a lower frequency where it's like gossiping, it's drama, it's let's go out and let's party on the weekends, go back to work, do the normal things, live paycheck to paycheck, whatever. I was surrounded by these people, and a lot of the women that I work with and a lot of people, like when they're first starting on their journey to being better and being more, is their environment influences them so deeply. And so for me, like I had to basically cut everyone off. But like a lot of people, that's just not, it's easier said than done.
Yeah.
So my job as a coach, I'm not sure if you're asking in this sense, but my job as a coach is to be one of those 5, like the 5 people that you surround yourself with or who you absorb, right? And so my job is to be one of those 5 people, but be the most impactful of those 5 so that they start to adopt and adapt into those mindset shifts. And then of course I have like my my right hand girl, her name's Alyssa. She's on the customer success side, so she's like always with the girls too, and she has that same mindset. So it's really like stepping into environments that you can start to pick up on these beliefs and pick up on, hey, there's a different way to look at the world and look at myself. It's all about perception, right?
Yeah.
So like, and then when you surround yourself by people who are doing that with you, like a community, so the women that are in my program, and then myself and Alyssa, and then we have a few other people too, like that is, there's strength in numbers there. So when you are putting yourself in that environment, you're able to start to, again, like adopt and start to realize, okay, this is actually a normal way of thinking. So when we start to normalize the things that we used to not normalize, right, it starts to become easier to become or adopt those principles and to adopt those mindset shifts.
In the terms of like adapting the mindset, do you feel like you surround yourself with people that you're trying to learn from? And if so, like, is there anything in specific that you're trying to kind of learn now?
Yeah. It's actually really funny you ask me this. This is something that I've actually struggled with is, of course, like with sales, right? Like that's a very strong suit of mine. And, but one thing that I tell all the women that I haven't been personally doing, I'll take accountability for this, is that I haven't continuously been learning, at least for the past few months, because I've been so consumed on the business, making sure everyone's, everything's going as it should be, that everyone's happy, right? Like there's so much. And that I've taken a step back from like, hey, as a coach, I always need a coach. I always need a mentor. I always need to be learning. And so that is something that, as actually this morning, I had my second coaching call with a mentor that's just strengthening me as a coach and strengthening my skill sets. Because who am I to tell women and tell people, hey, never stop learning, because the moment that you stop learning is the moment you limit your own potential. So in my program's Limitless Ladies, because sales is a limitless vehicle when it comes to your earning potential, and when it comes to who you become, because who you become through sales is that identity shift, right? But the moment that you stop learning and trying to be better, that's the moment you cap your potential without even sometimes realizing it.
Interesting.
Yeah, and so for me, yes, like being a coach and having a mentor and constantly being surrounded by people that are in places that you want to be, or that are, on the journey with you, is so crucial, in my opinion.
Yeah. I mean, that's like one of the videos I saw is like, are you willing, if you're wanting to get into business, are you willing to basically help yourself? Are you willing to go to therapy, ask for help, and low-key just be vulnerable? Like, if you're incapable of actually like communicating things to other people, you're going to have a rough time. Because it's going to be lonely as hell.
Oh, yeah.
And you'll be in your head. Like, you might be surrounded by a bunch of people, but you'd be right here at all times. Outside of the realm of what you do, like, how would you describe yourself as like a person? How are you?
I'd say I'm like very driven. Like I hyperfixate, I have ADHD, so like and I used to think this was bad. I used to think this was horrible. I'm like, oh, I have ADHD, like I'm late to everything, yada yada. But when I have my mindset on something, like I'm very headstrong. Like I will make it happen, which I believe has gotten me to where I am now a lot, or like a lot of that has gotten to me to where I am now. But I'd say I'm very driven. I'm very I'd say I care about people. Sometimes almost where I feel like it's too much sometimes. I used to be told like empathy is my weakness, but like in all reality, it's when you lean into what people perceive as like weaknesses, sometimes that's actually your strength. And so I would say I'm empathetic. I'd say I'm just like, I always want to be better. I always want to be better, which is something that I'm constantly working on. And sometimes I'm very hard on myself. That's the thing, too. Almost too much. But, I love people. I love being around people. I mean, that's probably pretty obvious. But, I guess, were you asking more so, like, traits?
No, that's great. No,
okay.
I feel
like I'm talking about myself. I'm like,
No, I know. I love that because empathetic people, in my opinion, are inevitably going to be a lot more knowledgeable about the psychology of what goes into like what you're doing, right? And if, without you being empathetic, there's no way you could be a coach, because in my opinion, it's impossible to connect with somebody if you're not willing to sit there and want to learn. Like if I was here like commanding you to do all these things, like there would be no way for me to actually connect with you, because of the fact that we both are two different squishy little freaking things in our brain. And like there's no way for us to actually connect if I'm not willing to listen to you and be open and like actually have a conversation with you. You know what I mean? So I think that the empathy, as you already know, is your biggest strength.
Everything is energy. And like when you start to think that way, which this is something that I've adopted, is like, and especially not to go back to sales, but it does kind of go hand in hand, is like when I first got into sales, I was so hyper fixated on doing the right things, saying the right things. And I realized over time, as I started to gain that confidence and trust myself more, was that it's really like not even about that. It's about the connection you build with someone, and being open and being willing to understand someone else's perception, because we all perceive the world differently. And so without having that openness and without like empathizing for someone, because we have to always put ourselves in the other person's shoes, especially when we're helping them, is because they can only see as much as they see, and they can only know as much as they know. And so I always try to put myself in that other person's shoes, which sometimes that's where it's like, okay, you have to. And this is where I could feel for like doctors or like nurses, where it's like you're constantly in that like state. So it's like I can see where it can weigh on you so much, where you have to separate yourself still. But I think without putting yourself in that other person's shoes, you're not going to be able to fully help them. You're just not. So,
do you have any new things coming out or anything with your business that is going to be helping more people, or do you have anything with that you can talk about?
Yeah, I have something in the works right now.
Okay. Is it like private or what is it?
No, I just I don't know like a timeline on it, fair.
That's how I feel. Okay, like I was like, I don't know what's going on.
No, I feel like that's the entrepreneur journey.
Yeah.
You never really know. Like I was thinking about this today. I'm like, Limitless Ladies has almost been around for a year now. Where has the time gone, number one? Number two is, like every single day I'm still like, what's going on? Let's just be real. Yeah. I think we most entrepreneurs, unless you've been in the game for, decades, you're mostly thinking that all the time. And I feel like that needs to be more normalized, right?
Yeah, it's kind of, because then it's like a constant learning, like as you were wanting to do before, like you wanted to take the step back and learn, but you are constantly being able to learn because of being in that, like, I don't know what's going on, like I get to learn more, something new. It's kind of the only way for it to even be stimulating in some cases, low-key.
Totally.
You know what I mean? Like if it was easy, like this would not be fun.
Right.
We would be doing something really hard. Yeah.
Exactly. And that's a lesson there too, is that a lot of people, they want things fast and they want them easy and they want this and that right now, but it's like, no, like the challenge is where the discovery comes from. Like you discover so much about yourself. Like you discover so much more that like you could start with one idea, and then the more you're challenged and the more you're putting yourself in uncomfortable positions, like pressure creates diamonds, right? So it's like one of those situations where it's like when you're under that pressure and you're challenging yourself, like that could blossom into something that you didn't even know would exist unless you were under that pressure and in that state. So it's like,
I have a question. Do you think you were put on this earth to serve people?
Yes.
Yeah.
Without a doubt.
Yeah.
Like I know that I'm here to create impact, and I've gone through the most hard, challenging months of my life the past 6 months, but at the same time, it's like it's that inner knowing of like I'm being put through this because I have to do this. It's weird. And I think being deeply rooted in my faith and like growing my relationship with God has helped a lot with that understanding. Which leads me into the thing you said, or you asked if I had anything in the works. So that's a big thing for me, is that like I'm deeply rooted in my purpose, and at the end of the day, it's God's purpose, right? And so creating something that is really tying together not only like deep women and I'm debating if this is just going to be for women. I think I'm probably going to make it gender neutral, but like it's tying together like strengthening your faith and daily practices with also tying that together with like your goals and like adopting those mindset principles.
Yeah.
And so
can't come together.
Yeah.
No, I understand.
So we're looking at an app here.
Heck yeah.
So that's what I'm working on. Yeah, because it's just something that really excites me.
Yeah.
It's something that I would have loved to have.
And like having something like that you could just basically like, hey, I can help you. Here's this. Like this. Like that was like why we created Divinity. Like here's something I could literally like, this is me and a drink, and also this is like really good for you. Here you go.
Yeah.
Like that's something that you could just hand to somebody, which for you it's just easier. It's even easier. You just send it to them.
Yeah.
It's like, let's change your life.
Totally. And also one that sparked something that I was just thinking of is that we're in such a trust recession right now. Like the internet is the Wild West. So it's like, if I can provide value, which of course like building trust with others is super important to me. Super, super important. Why are you looking at me like that?
That's how I do it. I'm an active listening person.
I was like scared.
I'm like, hold on, let me think.
I was like, did I say something?
No.
No, but I like having something that someone can have that's tangible, I think is of great value in this day and age, especially because like, we're in the age of AI. We're in the age of like everything is online for the most part. And so just like providing like those pieces of value, it really like helps to strengthen that connection too. And that's one thing that like I think of like with this too, is that's something someone can just pick it up, right? And so, yeah.
Yeah. Trust is, as you said, it's like in a recession. Like a lot of people just have seen everything that has been told to them is a lie, and now it's just like, what do I believe? You know what I mean? Like what is really real? And I think that somebody that is authentic, which is so beautiful, like the people that are authentic, actually doing what they're doing, and they follow behind what they say, will do good, which is like, that's like God's plan. Like that's beautiful. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like not these other dudes, which yes, they made their money or whatever, but like quality over quantity. You know what I'm saying? Like that's just.
It's so true. Yeah. It's so true.
Yeah. Do you have anything closing wise or anything you wanted to talk about what you're going on or?
No, I just think like.
If you had like a message to tell exactly the type of person you want to tell, what would that be?
Yeah. Get deeply rooted in who you want to become and start acting in accordance to what that person would be doing. Like that's the secret, honestly, is becoming that. It's okay. So if you have an idea of like in the next 5 years who you would ideally want to become, you need to get very clear on, okay, what does your day-to-day look like? What does that person do when they wake up? What do they do throughout the day? How do they do it? What do they feel? Who's in your life? Where are you living? Like all of this should be super crystal clear, and every single day you should make it your mission to act in accordance to that life. Because then from there, you're training your brain to actually normalize that and think that that's how things are. It's literally just it's just tricking your brain. That's what I've gotten to be like the number one like hack, I guess you can say, to becoming who you want to be and reaching your goals is literally that. Because
action over words.
Yes, we block ourselves so much subconsciously, and by continuing to do more of the same, when in reality you're just going to get more of the same. If you keep doing that.
Yeah. You have to embody the person you're trying to be.
Yeah.
That's the best message. You should definitely follow that if you are not.
Yeah, it sounds so simple, but I mean, it takes practice, it takes discipline, and it takes really just like adopting different thoughts and beliefs. Yeah. So,
that's beautiful. Fire. Okay.
I didn't plan for any of this.
That was awesome.